up, guys? It's your boy Alex, and welcome back to the Brave Lionheart channel. Today, we are doing another reaction video, and this one was requested by you guys. You all seem to like my Willy's Wonderland t-shirt that I had, which I actually got from a store. I don't remember what store I got it from, but actually, I think I remember getting it last Christmas. I don't know, my memory's kind of a blank right now. This work week, man. Anyway, today you have actually requested that either I should do a reaction to Nostalgia Critic's review of Willy's Wonderland or do another Dead Meat reaction, which I haven't done for a while since Don't Breathe 2, but I figured I might as well do another one, which is why today we're taking a look at Dead Meat's kill count on Willy's Wonderland. And funny story, he has actually mentioned a lot of reasons why he won't do a kill count on Willy's Wonderland. One of the reasons being, copyright content ID and stuff like that. But surprisingly, thanks to some stuff that happened, he's able to get a video of it out now. And we're going to be taking a look at that. So, let's not waste any time and jump right in. Yeah, told you, like I said, I would get my face cam set back up. And it looks a little different, and you can actually see my door back there. But we're not going to waste any time, and we're just going to jump straight into this video and get things going. I know the light looks weird from that angle, but hopefully I can fix that at some point. Anyway, with that being said, let's just dive right into the video, and give me 1 second, that was popping up, I don't know. But anyway, with that being said, let's dive right into Dead Meat's kill count / review of Willy's Wonderland. So, starting the video in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. And hopefully we can get this setup going a lot better because I probably look weird to you guys, don't I? Anyway, let's just get this video going. It's so good to get back into a Dead Meat video, and I did turn the volume up so you guys can hear me better.
Favorite horror movies. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're
and also at some point hear the video better, and that pops up.
And yeah, I know I previously said I couldn't cover this due to copyright stuff, but let me tell you, man, that shit is always changing, and there's not really any rhyme or reason to it.
He's not wrong about that.
A bunch of killer animatronics, similar to the Banana Splits movie, which I've already.
Oh, how could we forget that movie?
Are clear homages to Five Nights at Freddy's, the popular video game.
Which, hey, now we got full confirmation that the movie is being made, and it's going to be, well, it's going to start filming in 2023, basically, which is not the kind of news you want to hear for it, but
in the meantime,
hey, it's
we have
something.
Similar stuff like this. Although first-time screenwriter Geo Parsons says his inspiration was a family entertainment place called Boomtown near Reno, and creepy shopping.
Never heard of Boomtown.
Willy's Wonderland takes place in a Chuck E. Cheese ripoff, where a band of animatronic animals murder unsuspecting sacrifices sent there by the local townspeople. Their latest human bait is a silent, nameless janitor played by national treasure Nicolas Cage, previously seen on the kill count in the absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, and I remember when he covered that movie.
Having a lot of fun in his career lately, and it's a bummer that he doesn't have any dialogue in Willy's Wonderland. It's a conscious choice that's brought up and
Sorry, had an itch right there. But honestly, I like the fact that Nicolas Cage doesn't have any dialogue in this movie, except for a few grunts, maybe. I think it delves more into his character as, like, the strong, silent type, basically. I mean, I could be wrong, and you guys could actually, hate Nicolas Cage as his character, but I like the fact he doesn't have dialogue. I think it's kind of funny and interesting.
Brushed aside several times.
And I just hit play with my foot, so that's not good.
Guy don't look back, huh? Yeah, he don't talk much. And I respect that.
I guess it's kind of funny, but I feel robbed of his unique line deliveries. Cage was super into it, though. He got the script on a Friday and agreed to take the role that Monday. He even prevented producers and executives from making changes to the script, since he was so in love with its weird comedic tone.
I like things that are absurd.
I mean, I do too, but for me, this movie feels like all sizzle and no steak. Director Kevin Lewis shoots it in that kinetic Edgar Wright kind of style, with lots of push-ins and montages.
Oh, this is is a
quick cuts.
very,
The look
very
is super
stylized movie.
stylized, with ultra high contrast and a bleach filter.
Oh!
Which is obviously intentional, but doesn't
I
work.
wonder if he's gonna
Even
count the
more
robots
off-putting,
as
though,
kills,
is
because
that the
they're
movie seems to
very
coast on
brutal
its
robot
premise.
kills in
Willy's
this movie.
Wonderland needs you to buy into the idea that a silent Nick Cage fighting fursuits is awesome. And that could be awesome for sure, but it never does anything more with that initial idea. In the many fight scenes, choreography is replaced with shaky cam, and the supporting characters aren't just bland, they're downright senseless.
Oh yeah, and also
Even though
that
it's got a
guy that
short
was
runtime
showing,
with action
that
scenes
was
sprinkled
Christian from
throughout,
Vine,
the
if anyone
pacing
knows
somehow
him.
feels slow, with a very rinse and repeat sort of structure. But that's
I don't
just
know
my
if he's gonna
opinion.
mention
Many
him in
people
this
loved
movie, but
Willy's Wonderland,
we'll see.
and it does have good production design and a few pretty solid kills. I also respect that it overcame a small budget and short shooting schedule, which was actually a blessing in disguise since production wrapped right before COVID shut everything down in 2020. Finally, even if I didn't personally care for the movie, screenwriter Gio Parsons is a really cool guy. When I first tweeted about the copyright issues, he went out of his way to help me try to find a workaround. Not every filmmaker does that, and I immensely appreciate
Another sponsorship that happens for Dead Meat's channel. That seems to be the thing that always happens. Yeah, you gotta get that ad revenue going also, so can't blame him. Can't really blame him as much. Anyway, let's just get
How
this
many
video
malicious
actually
mascot
started.
murders will the Cage deliver to us in 90 minutes or
Fix my
less?
chair up a little
Let's
bit.
find out
Oh,
and get
gosh.
to the kills.
Alright, let's dive right in.
The movie begins at Willy's Wonderland, where a couple wearing matching merch runs from
Oh,
an unseen
shoot.
assailant through Doctor Who hallways. The husband becomes our first kill when he's dragged off screen with a goofy
Really, the
scream.
first few minutes.
His wife doesn't make
I
it
mean, if
much
you want to
further
make it even
before she's
goofier, you could have given him the
action
goofy
senses
scream.
blood splatter. The 8-bit opening credits play over grindhouse-style footage of a macho muscle car, which speeds right into a title card. This
Title
single-paged
card.
angry driving is cut short
I always
by
love it when he
suspicious
does that.
spikes, much to the chagrin of the car's gruff Ghost Rider, played by
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage. Cage's unnamed protagonist is only credited as the janitor, Scrub style, but really, it's Nicolas Cage.
I'm sure
so
they
that's
actually
how I
had
refer
picked
to
out a
him.
name
Cage
for
pops
him,
some
but
pop while he
Nick
gets a
Cage
tow
probably
from a
didn't
Slim
like
Jim
it.
sucking mechanic named Jed. He drives Cage back to his shop, which is filled
Oh,
with
let me
more missing
actually
posters
clean my
than
glasses
Dairy
while
Maine
this is going
telephone
on.
pole. But this is actually Hayesville, a town so
But even
small,
then, like, Dairy
internet.
Maine has
And
more
we're
missing
here.
kids than this small town does.
Works mighty well for a horror flick. Yep. Since Cage don't have the cash to fix his car, Jed tells him he can work off the dead at Willy's Wonderland, an abandoned family restaurant owned by Tex McAdoo. Though it takes place in Nevada, Willy's Wonderland was filmed in Georgia. The Family Fun Center was played by a desolate bowling alley in the Sprayberry Crossing shopping
yeah.
center north of
Go
Atlanta.
Bulldogs!
Tex says that if Nick cleans the place over,
Sorry,
he'll have his car
I'm
fixed
kind of a
for him in the
Bulldogs
morning.
fan a little bit,
That
even though
sound
I'm not a
good,
big, like,
Cagester?
sports fan.
He gets his uniform and meets the 8 resident animatronics: Artie Alligator, Siren Sarah, Cammy Chameleon, Gus Gorilla, Nighty Night, Ozzy Ostrich, Tito Turtle, and of course, Willy Weasel himself. The characters were designed by Kenneth Hall, who had prior experience making mascots. Their intro video package is set to an insufferable birthday song, an earworm on the level of the Banana Splits theme.
It's your birthday, and we want you to have fun. It's your birthday, so let's party, everyone.
Hoping that clip doesn't get me a visit from Christopher Copyright. That dude's more killer than Willy. McAdoo leaves,
Oh,
wishing
well,
Cage luck and
they're
reminding
already
him
awake,
this is a union
which is
job.
not
Be
good.
sure to take breaks.
Sounds pretty good as far as indentured servitude goes, but the foreboding graffiti out front indicates this place ain't popular with the local kids. One would-be
Ooh,
fire
okay.
starter, Liv, even tried to burn the place down earlier, but she was stopped by the sheriff, who arrested her for attempted arson and for wearing the world's tightest pair of jeans. Sheriff Lund is actually Liv's adopted mom, so she takes her home and handcuffs her to a heater for a cool down. After
Not
Mom Cop leaves,
really the best
Liv
way to
and Eric
handcuff
with cool friends
someone.
show up. She tells them she saw Nick Cage earlier, and that they can't allow him to suffer the fate of One Night at Willy's, even if he was in that Wicker Man remake. Nick gets to cleaning all over the place, not noticing that he's being supervised. By a timer on his watch, he regularly takes breaks as instructed.
Wow, Nick, you're pretty much running low on the supply of soda, punch, whatever it is. I honestly don't know what drink it is in this movie, but I kind of wish it was real if it gives him the energy to fight off evil robot animatronics. You get what I mean. But But yeah, you're starting to run low on the supply there,
I guess
buddy.
This job is more of an internship. He gets back to work, but can't shake the feeling he's playing red light, green light with Ozzy Ostrich. What's up, Big Bird?
Oh,
Fucking with
boy.
me? Oh shit! Wait, is that a no?
I'm gonna feast on your face.
Nope.
Yeah, it's safe to say he's not friendly.
Protagonist is barely fazed by the freaky pheasant, fending off his pecs with a mop handle. I think Ozzy's the best-looking animatronic because he's so clearly not a person.
Oh, there you go.
Instead, he's a rod puppet controlled by.
That is actually impressive. I never realized that.
The latest Chucky media.
Wow, good job on this movie for doing that kind of technique.
Muppetized Ed Sheeran in the music video for Sing. He was also a puppeteer on 71 episodes of Crank Yankers. Ozzy manages to give Nick a vampire's kiss, but the cheek.
Oh, now you made Nicky Boy mad.
Part and uses it to tenderize the bird, splattering black motor oil blood.
Nice. Just bash his head in.
With that,
There you
Cage
go.
delivers a fatality. Wonder if he had to look up the code or if he already knew it by heart. For this kill count, I'm gonna take a page out of Zoran's Tome of Tremors and count the animatronics, but keep them as a separate tally from the human victims. Apologies to the banana splits for not affording them the same respect. Nick grabs himself a fresh set of clothes and gives himself a silver suture. His next task is to clean a bathroom that would make Jigsaw blush, and he takes it down in yet another cleaning montage. What is this, an OxyClean commercial? He's briefly
Very
lured to the
quick
main floor,
montage, if
Willy
you
and the
think
band
about it.
Strike up a tune on their own, but he turns the power off on him. You never let Willy be Willy. Nick returns to the lavatory and finds a bloody message on the mirror.
Well, that's not good.
Come on! The grody graffiti was drawn by Gus Gorilla, who apparates out
Oh!
of nowhere to start an
Oh, that was painful.
fight.
You really had to do that,
Gus goes
James.
full Gordy on me,
Gosh
with lots
dang.
of the fight shot in Gorilla Snorri Cam. Snorilla Cam? Nick is battered around the bathroom like Fletcher Reed until turning the tables and curb stomping Gus. Like
Oh,
Mr.
here we go.
Simeon History
Curb
X.
stomp!
He can have his
Oh,
turn,
American
okay?
History
You
X
too.
style,
As he
man.
finishes tagging and bagging the animatronics, Nick's watch alarm indicates another break time. He spends it drinking punch and cleaning
Yep,
up a pinball
break
machine
time
he's
again.
found. A sexy pinball machine. Move over, Hellraiser and Puppet Master. There's a new pinhead in town. Originally, Cage's breaks were going to be spent with an arcade game, but it was cheaper and
I think that was
easier
like
to
just a
build custom-made
little bit of
Willy's
dialogue that we
Wonderland
got
pinball
from
machine.
Nicolas
Outside,
Cage.
Liv and the
Just a
riot
grunt
squad
over-
show up with
almost
lots
being
of
like,
gasoline.
"Come on,
These
man!"
characters were added solely to break up all the robot fights, and I think that's pretty obvious. The Teen Titans prepare to burn this puppy down, but Liv reminds them that Nicholas is still caged inside. The silent protagonist, for no discernible reason, opts to stay in the restaurant.
Yeah, he
guarding
could
this
care less.
mess,
He just
so
wants to get
Liv
his job
says she'll
done.
Go inside and get him out herself. Her party of 5 friends tells her she can't because it's too dangerous, but Liv just says,
Watch me.
Liv freeze and die hards through an air vent to get inside, and her shimmy gets a stimmy
Oh,
when a
jeez.
alligator comes after her. She barely crawls her way to safety and lands in a rainforest cafe-looking place.
Yeah, she's still not safe.
Is home to Siren Sarah, a humanoid robot who can sling her way up the walls Reagan style. She's played by Jessica
That
Grace.
CGI
She has a
was not the
BFA
good-
in
not the
dance
best.
from, oh shit, Western Michigan, KZoo represent. Aside from Ozzy, the animatronics are actually people in foam latex suits, though some do have animatronic elements like motor-controlled eyes and mouths. I know they had to use suits because life-sized animatronics would be absurdly expensive, but it still takes away from the movie for me. I had the same issue with the Banana Splits movie. It's hard to accept the premise that these things are robots when they so clearly aren't. The suit performers do the best they can, and are convincingly robotic when they're performing on Willy's stage. But when it comes to
Wow.
the fights, their movements are just too fluid for me to suspend my disbelief. Oh well, at least we get this footage of the Gus performer dancing like he was in the Clint Eastwood
Hey, at
music.
least they're having fun on the set.
Tarzan swings Liv off screen, and her screams attract the attention of her friends, who are outside smoking weed before exploring a haunted Chuck E. Cheese? Y'all are just asking to have a panic attack. Bad boy Bobby doesn't want to step up and tries to head back to Highwater, but his girlfriend Kathy decides to barrel ahead in an outfit that would not pass dress code. The group climbs onto the
Okay.
rooftop set from the room, where Liv lover Chris tries to form a plan to save his crush. But since Bobby tries to leave in literally every scene he has, he takes off to go home before Chris tackles him to the ground. It causes the roof to cave in, beneath them and also randomly the other people. Thank God for conveniently placed ball pits.
Yep.
Am I right? They're joined by Liv.
Now they're
who
for
gets
sure gonna get
tired of
dead.
working with sirens off
Or
screen.
become
She's
dead,
here now.
basically.
Be careful, teens. You're in Willy's hidey hole. He'll mop up your blood from the inside. kid. Liv's eager for round 2 with Sarah, but her efforts are halted by Nick Cage, who carries her like a sack of Huggies to the safety of about 5 feet away. The missing band members make the group realize that Nick has been slaying their demons. Dude really wants his car back. While Cage continues to clean, Liv fills him in. He's been sent here as a human sacrifice.
Oh yeah, backstory time now.
For 20 years. The restaurant was opened in 1996 by Jerry Robert Willis, played by Grant Kramer, kill count veteran thanks to Killer Clowns and New Year's Evil. Kramer also co-produced the movie, while his wife Olga played that woman from the opening scene. If his triple name wasn't a giveaway, Jerry Robert Willis was a serial killer. I like this flashback scene, especially as Liv says Jerry hired the most sick fucks he could find, and we see footage of them looking like this. Willis and his killer cohorts would dress up as the restaurant's mascots and host private parties for families before murdering them, as they did with this family of Willy's Wonderland, where a kid can be a corpse. All those disappearances eventually tipped off the cops, but rather than being taken in, the group of 8 killed themselves in a satanic ritual inside their super happy fun room.
And even then, watching this now again, I still think that they're trying to do the story from Five Nights at Freddy's with, you know, instead of like, you know, killers basically becoming in the animatronic suits, it was kids that were put in the animatronic suits. But they kind of tweaked up the story a little bit, which I will admit is kind of interesting, but it's just still kind of ripping off Five Nights at Freddy's. Except no security guard, basically, doing the job. Just a janitor that actually can fight back against the killer animatronic robots. But yeah, I like the fact that they did have cups of Kool-Aid or basically poison. So yeah. Never join a cult, guys. Never join a cult.
Robots. That's right. They went and demolished themselves into a bunch of pizza mascots. 10 years later, Tex reopened the restaurant without changing the name or mascot.
Pretty much like Freddy's, because they think, yeah, a couple kid murders. We'll reopen the place after, like, they died.
Why don't you open the Jeffrey Dahmer Hotel? A series of robot malfunctions and this one kid kill caused Willy's to close down.
He got Bite of 87.
They had such a low budget, they could only afford a single set of suits for the animatronic characters. That meant, for continuity purposes, they had to shoot these flashbacks.
I think there was a little bit of lag there for a second.
Pristine. Then they had to age them 20 years and make them look worn out, and pray that there'd be no need for reshoots after destroying them in the fights.
Yeah, just to make them look all decrepit, basically.
Since Bobby and Kathy have snuck off to suck off. And what better place than inside the room where the killers killed themselves?
Is it weird that I'm getting really turned on right now?
Yeah, it is. Well, those 2 get pounding, the rest of their...
Yeah, that was a very weird thing to say. I still don't understand why that line was in this movie and why that would turn her on. I don't understand it. It's very weird, and that line should not have been in the movie, honestly. It just,
stage as
just very weird.
The best song in the movie.
6 little chickens at the end of the line. 6 little chickens.
Yeah, it is very catchy. It's a real catchy song from him. Oh,
Gower
give me a second. Hold on.
And played by Yuri Stanek in the full-body costume. But he was voiced by the film's composer, Imwa, who also wrote all the songs played by Willy's band. He gave Willy a sort of Christian Slater voice, with a Boston accent inspired by that shitheel lamp.
Oh, gosh.
You mean to tell me you take orders from a grasshopper?
It's time to learn 6 little chickens. Here we go.
Imwa also did some.
That is actually kind of impressive.
Benny Loves You, working alongside that film's director and composer.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that's one you guys want me to take a look at next.
Back by Ren Fair reject Nighty Night. Aaron didn't have too much going for him as a character, but he was played by former Vine star Christian.
Now you mention him, James. Now halfway into the review / kill count, you mention Christian.
But before he can make Liv a dead girl, Cage tags in to finish the fight. Nick gets medieval on the Knight's ass, ramming him repeatedly
there we go.
into a wall before
oh, nice. And the head slice for the
Liv's
finish.
Friends aren't Ren faring nearly as well. Quiet guy with glasses Dan tries to hide in a seizure-inducing play place, but Sarah and another robot, Tito Turtle, rip into his belly like Day of the Dead.
Creepy.
Dan's actor, Jonathan Mercedes, also does stunts in addition to acting. Maybe that's why he was in a few episodes of Cobra Kai.
That is actually kind of impressive.
Plays Bob. Speaking of Bobby,
who knew that these guys would really go on to do Cobra Kai? Nice job.
Kathy does not try hard enough to get this door open, so by the time Nick kicks it down to get inside, both teens are already alligator appetizers. Nick makes quick work of the animatronic, pounding him to the floor and prying his jaws open like he were a V.
Oh gosh, and that waggling tongue.
Hater. Meanwhile, Chris has dropped out of the main plot and holed up in this McDonald's play place. He calls Sheriff Lund, who's been twiddling her thumbs all movie with a rookie state cop named Evan.
I got a wife and kid on the way.
Oh man, Evan, you are so dead. At first, Sheriff Lund is content to leave the kiddos on red, but when Chris says Liv is also there, she begrudgingly gears up and heads out.
Put your balls on, Evan. We're going to Willie's.
Sheriff Lund is played by Beth Grant, last seen on the kill count as Ms. Kettlewell in Child's Play 2. She is definitely an asset to this film.
We got some like good acting chops going on in this.
Tried to tear down Willie's long ago, but the robots put a stop to that, killing the contractor Eric Miller in his own home. Ignoring them didn't work either, since Willie and his crew began coming out and killing people in town. A series of flashbacks gives us 6 more kills for the count. 2 people at a hardware store, 1 lady smoking a cig outside, and 3 workers at an ice cream parlor. Although that's the one thing.
I'll give this movie credit. That's at least the one thing that the animatronic characters never did in any of the other games. Go out and like murder people.
Sheriff Lund and the townspeople struck a bargain with their new robot overlords.
Leave our children be. Leave our town be, and we will feed you.
Since then, the
and that was the biggest mistake she made in her life.
Into staying at Willie's, which is kind of like the plot in Leprechaun Origins. Man, did that movie suck. Lund tried to pick victims who wouldn't be missed, like horny youths and, this guy. Not sure what he did, but that's a good decapitation. No one survived, except a single young girl, Liv, whom the sheriff then adopted. Chris is approached by Cammy Chameleon, who claims she's not like other girls.
You don't have to be afraid of me. I'm not the same as the others.
But you know she's lying.
Obvious, and Nick and Liv arrive in time to see Cammy Yoshi her tongue around Chris and snap the James Vandergeek's neck. Nick gets ready for another cage match, but then his watch timer goes off. Whether out of compulsion or a deep respect for a fair day's wage, he takes a breather to drink more punch and play more pinball.
Pretty much just gonna leave her to fight off this chameleon on her own.
He adheres so strictly to the break policy, or why he seemingly needs to drink the cans of soda. Apparently, it's supposed to be a video game metaphor. Each break, he levels up to take on tougher and tougher bosses. I guess that kinda makes sense.
I guess?
Squint hard enough. But again, it doesn't come across in the movie to me. Liv is left to fend for herself with her little Liv knife, but it doesn't do much against this tongue-in Terminator. Cage finishes up his game and comes to the rescue once again by wrapping plastic tubing around Cammy's neck and swings.
Oh, there you go. Slam her into the arcade machine.
Just kind of punching Sarah and Tito when they try to stop him. Nick kicks through the front door, but his exit is halted by Sheriff Lund, who forces him back inside. She apologizes profusely to Willie Weasel.
Willie, this guy does not act for us. His actions should in no way reflect on the town of Hayesville. You know that, right, Willie?
Okay,
I'm not sure
just
what the problem
take the
is.
shotgun
Why
from
not
her and
just
get
let
rid of her,
Nick finish
please.
Killing them doesn't seem that hard. Like, at all. Officer Evan is reluctant to go along with the sacrifice, but when Lund points out that Willie will go after his family, he dutifully handcuffs Cage. Lund tells Evan to take Liv home while she stays behind to make sure Willie's appetite is whetted. Liv objects in vain with a lazy Rorschach riff.
He's not trapped in here with them. They're trapped in here with him.
On the drive home, Liv convinces Evan to have a change of heart, but that's when a stowaway Tito yanks him out through the car window and kills him.
And also these
Tito's
characters have their own teleporting powers.
The red shells out of that shotgun, so Liv uses it to home in on Tito's libido.
Yeah, that line's still funny to me. Just because, like, you know for a fact they're not taking this movie seriously, so that basically got a real laugh out of me when me and my sister watched this.
With the keys away by Tito, Liv opts to walk back to Willie's and out of this movie's third act.
Anyway, we're nearly like halfway over with this.
By Sarah and Cammy for a Pascal's Triangle of Fun. An upbeat country rendition of Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes plays as Cage bobbles his head until the camera follows suit.
What the heck?
And outnumbered, Nick takes both.
Ooh, headbutt!
Headbutt and a leg sweep. Again, it does not seem like these things are that hard to kill. Dude literally has his hands behind his back. He incapacitates Sarah with Xenia Onatop style, pinning her down under the unbearable weight of his massive, talent. After straight up busting...
But sadly, the kill graphic never showed up.
Head right around, baby,
but did for that! Oh, God!
Determined to earn a
Man.
working car, he gets back to cleaning once again. This movie is almost as much tidying
But of course,
time-lapse
there's
as
only
it is robot
one
movies. With the
more
bodies tucked in
animatronic
for the
left.
night, the pinball wizard takes another break, this time giving us a Nick Cage improvised dance montage. This might very well be the highlight of the film. Sheriff Lund spots Cage bringing out the dead, so she ushers him back inside with a shotgun and misplaced
Again,
anger.
still the dumbest character in this movie.
Kids, because of you.
Pretty sure those deaths are your fault, lady. Willie is tired of her self-righteousness as well, so he weasels his way behind her and straight up claws her.
Oh, that's still sick.
Willie chucks
But yeah,
Nick
she
into
didn't
a
really
big red
realize
birthday
that,
button, setting off
well,
a
Willie
kaleidoscope
didn't want to be
of colors and
fed.
confetti. Nick
He wants to
recuperates in the
hunt.
kitchen, fashioning his broken mop and sack full of soda into a pair of melee weapons. Fight choreographer Charlie Parrish spoke highly of how much Cage already knew a bunch of different fighting techniques. The suit performance
That is
also
actually
deserved
impressive.
to film the fights with obstructed vision and restricted breathing, since their costumes weighed anywhere from 20 to 80 pounds.
My hands come to about here, so if I have to throw a punch at you, I have to make sure I stop back here. And then when I put the actual head
Oh,
my
wow.
visibility becomes
So that way we wouldn't have to, like, break his wrist or
Cage beats
anything.
the Willy out of Willy,
That's good.
not stopping until he's a bloody black
Yeah,
mess.
beating down Willy.
Cager, that's the last time you'll slap your Willy around. He finishes the kill by taking the weasel's face.
Oh,
Next
nice.
morning, Jed and Tex take Cage's car out for a joyride, assuming the janitor is dead and gone. They're shocked to discover Cage alive and well, as he puts on his leather jacket and strolls
Getting
out
that
to
leather
Freebird.
jacket
Scared
on.
Freebird? For real? A horror movie can't end with Freebird
Oh,
without
sorry.
evoking comparisons to the Devil's Rejects.
That was
And
a
unless
random
you've got
burp that
something
happened.
amazing planned, you don't want to be compared to that iconic ending. Liv finally makes it back to the movie and she joins Nick. I'm not sure if the relationship here is supposed to be more dad or daddy, but I guess it's a happy enough ending for this weird duo. With the animatronics dismantled, Tex and Jed make plans to reopen Willie's
But
again?
one
Are you
problem.
serious? Good thing Siren Sarah's still kicking, and the rude
Yeah,
fucking
she's
doll
still
uses a
alive.
ladder to rock a fire explode.
Well,
these two
besides
redheads
that.
to high heaven. I'll also count Sarah herself as dead from the same explosion.
There you go.
Sarah wasn't the last mascot standing.
But the
though.
killing's
He
not
was still
done yet.
wandering around, nursing his bruised balls. The movie ends with Liv and Nick Cage running him down
Yeah.
for one last kill.
Did.
That's all, folks. How many people had a very unhappy on birthday at Willy's Wonderland? Let's find out. At the numbers, which I'm gonna
James,
count real
stop.
quick. It's the numbers. Yes, I'll count.
Oh
like
my
I should.
gosh.
I counted 34 human victims in Willy's Wonderland. There were 11
Yeah, it's a
female
pretty
victims,
big body
22
count for a
victims,
low-budget
and one
horror
pair of
movie.
legs in a flashback, giving us a 2-to-1 dude-to-lady ratio with a tiny sliver of gray. With a runtime of 89 minutes, that gave us a human kill on average every 2.6 minutes. Not bad. There were also 8 animatronic kills, with 6 of them male characters and 2 of them female. That left us with a 3-to-1 ratio.
Yeah,
for this
still a high
organic
body
count,
count.
and an animatronic
Crazy.
kill on average every 11.13 minutes. I'll give the golden chainsaw for coolest human kill to the guy in the flashback who was decapitated, because that head went
Aw,
flying.
I would have given it to the cop lady that got her whole torso ripped off. But yeah, that's a brutal animatronic kill.
Chris, a lame bloodless kill for a lame gutless character. And for animatronics, it goes to Siren Sarah. I don't like the way it looks when it's launched backwards. And that's it.
Alright, there you have it, guys. That was my reaction to Dead Meat's kill count on Willy's Wonderland. And yeah, I know, despite the fact it's not going to win him any like major awards, and a lot of the acting is kind of cheesy, but I actually kind of enjoy it. It pretty much gives you what to expect out of it. A movie about Nicolas Cage fighting killer animatronic robots. And it's very, very bloody. And you know, honestly, I'm surprised it has a big body count in it, despite the low budget it has for it. But yeah, definitely really interesting. And again, if there's any Dead Meat videos you want me to react to, let me know in the comment section down below and I'll get to them as best as I can. Anyway, with that being said, thank you all for watching this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell to never miss a video. And with that, I will see all you awesome guys and gals later. Bye-bye!